Can we hear This Year's Love?
Yeah. This one was written for a film, This Year's Love. This year's love, it better last. Heaven knows it's high time. I've been waiting on my own too long. And when you hold me like you do, it feels so right. Oh, now I start to forget how my heart gets torn when it hurt gets thrown, feeling like you can't go on. Turning circles and time again, and cut like a knife. Oh, now if you love me, got to know for sure. 'Cause it takes something more this time than sweet, sweet lies. Oh, now before I open up my arms and fall, losing all control, every dream inside my soul. Won't you kiss me on that midnight street, sweep me off my feet, singing, ain't this life so sweet? This year's love, it better last. This year's love, it better last. 'Cause who's to worry if our hearts get torn when it hurt gets thrown? Don't ya know this life goes on? Won't you kiss me on that midnight street, sweep me off my feet, singing, ain't this life so sweet? This year's love, it better last. This year's love, it better last. This year's love, it better last. This year's love, it better last now. This year's love, it better last. Whoa, yeah. This year's love, it better last.
Thank you, that was lovely. Was This Year's Love written for someone?
No. It was very much an exercise in writing. Someone asked me to write it, so that was the first time that had ever happened to me. And I think my first reaction was like, no, listen, I don't really write to order, I just write what I feel. I came out with that sort of line. And then I went away and thought about it, and basically they wanted a song for this film, and I thought, what am I thinking about? I went, I should at least have a go. So I sat down, and obviously that's what happened, and it was relatively painless. So I recorded it in some primitive way and sent it to the office, and they played it to the film people, and everyone was really excited about it. And because I thought it was tarnished by some strange compromise of some invisible principle, which I now can't quite locate.
Maybe the compromise of someone actually asking you to do it. You know, there's no.
Well, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Basically, you basically find yourself out all the time in life. I constantly realise how ridiculous you've been for long portions, clinging to some strange ideal that doesn't actually exist. But anyway, it came out well, and then I suddenly realised, and actually this is one of the best things I've written, which was strange because it didn't seem to cost me anything emotionally, or it made me reappraise the process.
Do you ever worry that inspiration will run out?
I get twitchy if I haven't written a song for a certain amount of time. And I find that now I work in cycles, because when I'm on the road, it's just too demanding and too complete an experience. I don't write at all on the road. I used to when I was first out with just me and the guitar. There was lots of time to read a book, have a thought, jot it down. No one wanted to interview me or whatever. It was like a kind of carefree existence, really. But it doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah,
it's more demanding, and you're more exhausted, and the shows are more demanding, and it takes all my focus. So I just wait. So if it's a year or whatever, you're on the road, you've got the month or two preparing for that, and a month afterwards you're knackered. And then I'll start working. So you have almost like 18 months off when you've got a record out, and then come back to it again. But that's kind of good. You kind of just come back with a renewed vigour.
How do you start a song? With chords or melody or lyrics?
For me, it always starts off with, well, not always, most of the time it starts off with a melody, a rhythm and a melody on the piano, a chord sequence, and then a melody comes with it, and then I look for what the song is about. I look for a clue. What does it make me feel? What does it make me think? Am I feeling kind of aggressive behind it, or is this a sort of song, a vulnerable song? Is it a woman who's singing it? I just look out for any clue, and I just sing gibberish, and sometimes listen back to that, and listen to the gibberish and kind of make some sense out of it. Some songs don't really get past the gibberish stage. They leave the showroom. It's barely polished gibberish, but somehow that's how some of them seem to want to stay. Not particularly about anything. It seems to be all about the melody. And the lyric matters a lot to me, but it's not actually important in music, and for evidence of that, you just have to listen to most of it, because the lyrics are generally appalling, or it's just a load of wishy-washy bullshit, really. That will do. It sounds good, and that's really all that matters. That's enough, because it's really sibilance and sort of phrasing, and how the words, and just a good word here and there, a choice little item is enough, and that's a song.
Would you do that yourself, though?
No, I mean, I generally, not always. I write different types of songs, and some of them are just floods of imagery, and some of them aren't too defined, really. That it's just a melody. The lyric becomes less important. I've written a lot of songs more recently, I guess, where there's just a lot of repetition, and just a very, very simple approach where the imagery is incredibly simple and tried to work in a different way.
Have you ever written lyrics that are complete and utter rubbish because they sound good?
Yeah. I mean, and then
they made it to the final cut?
No. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, once or twice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you would do.
I'm looking back at my whole career now. There's definitely some atrocities which I don't